I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Monday, January 10th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 3:46 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Monday, January 10th, 2022, and we're going to go over the best performing stocks in the stock market today. The Dow Jones was down about 162 points. The S&P 500 was down 6 points. The Nasdaq 100 was actually up 6 points. Had a huge run. It was down almost like 400 points today. It ended up 6 points. The Russell 2K was actually down 8 points. And the VIX is at a 19 handle. That was plus 1 point. And the 10-year is currently at 1.769. In this series, we go over about 20 to 25 stocks, about 5 stocks from each index: the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Russell 2K, and maybe 2 to 3 of the best performing stocks outside of those indexes. As you can see, this is one of the best performing stocks I have in my portfolio today. Was a stock ticker symbol RELI. As you can see, this stock was up over 29% today, a huge move. We have only 13 shares of this stock, but a huge move, a really huge gainer. It's up 46% year over year. It's coming from a pretty low bottom. As you can see, it's kind of breaking out, but a pretty good day for a down day in the market. 29% for ticker symbol RELI, if you want to keep an eye on that. We also have another stock that went pretty parabolic today in our portfolio. As you see, we have 118 shares of ticker symbol GMVD. As you can see, this stock was up almost over 20% today. We did add this stock to our portfolio today. As you can see, we added about 118 shares. Year over year, this stock is up over 1,000%. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term investment, but we'll keep an eye on it. We did buy 118 shares today. If we have to trade it before the end of the week, we will. But if it continues to go up, we will just hold it for longer term. I don't think I'm going to add to my position in this stock. Now, the first stock in the Dow Jones, let's go over the first 5 stocks for the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones was down 162 points today, so it was a red day, but we did find 5 stocks in the Dow Jones that actually was positive. First stock is ticker symbol INTC, Intel. As you can see, Intel, huge move today. 6% for ticker symbol INTC. This is one of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones. This stock, 6% during the day. 3% during the day and 3% in the after hours market. It's always good to see a stock continue momentum in the after hours market. This stock is actually up 10% year over year. That's not a bad move, and it gives you a 2% dividend. So you probably want to keep an eye on Intel this year if you're looking for one of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones. Next stock is ticker symbol MRKE, Merrick. Merrick was also up over 2% today, a pretty strong move. I think this is like a pharmaceutical company. It's down year over year, last 365 days, so not the greatest move in the world. The Dow Jones was up last year, but it does pay a 3% dividend. Next stock is ticker symbol UNH, United Health. This stock was up a little more than 1% today. Year over year, up over 28%. That's a pretty good move. It's definitely staying in line with the Dow Jones. I think the Dow Jones was up about 19-20% last year. So United Healthcare is outperforming the Dow Jones, and I believe it offers a dividend. Offers a 1.22 dividend. Not a bad stock. Over the 5 years, also pretty good chart. Up over 186% with a 1.22 dividend. If you're looking for a healthcare company, one of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones, UNH is probably a really good buy even at this price. Next stock is ticker symbol AMGN, Emgen. As you can see, Emgen was up a little more than 1% today. Year over year, this stock is actually down 4%. The lows was last month around November, December, the end of November. It was all the way, where was it at? It was at 198, but it's kind of jumped since 198. As you can see the chart, the last 3 months up 10%, up 8% in the last month, up 2% in the last week, and then it was up 1.36% today. It does offer a dividend. It offers almost a 4% dividend. Not bad. Year over year down 4%, but the last 4 years, last 5 years up 46%. So not a terrible stock to add to your portfolio with a 3% dividend in the Dow Jones. It's definitely underperforming the Dow Jones the last 5 years. But if you're looking for a stock with a huge dividend, not the most volatile stocks in the world, doesn't look like it's going to sell off 20, 30% in a year, Emgen is probably not a bad company to invest in. And the last stock for the Dow Jones today, we're going to go with Cisco Systems. Cisco was up a little more than 1% today, 1.23% today, Cisco Systems. This is a pretty good chart. You can see Cisco System up almost 37% year over year, almost double what the Dow Jones has done. And it's up over 104% over the past 5 years. So it's not a terrible company, and it offers a 2.40 dividend. So Cisco is a company, not a bad investment, over 37% year over year. That's a huge move. Pretty good stock to keep an eye on this year. Up over 37% last year. Maybe it can go over another 30% this year. Keep an eye on Cisco Systems this year. One of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones. So those are 5 stocks in the Dow Jones. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 162 points today, but we did have 5 stocks all above 1% returns today, and a few stocks with over 100% returns over the past 5 years. The next 5 stocks we're going to go in is the S&P 500. S&P 500 was down 6 points today, but we did find some winners. Moderna was one of the best performing stocks in the stock market today. As you can see, this stock was up over 9% today. Year over year, up over 107%. In the past 5 years, up 961%. You can see the high was around September last year, September 10th. That stock was over $400. Wow. So, this stock still clearly has a lot to run, maybe even a double from here. Probably want to keep an eye on Moderna this year, one of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So keep an eye on Moderna, up way over 100% year over year, with a good 10% move today. Next stock in the S&P 500 is Humana. Humana, pretty strong move today, up over 6 percentage points. Down 11%. This chart is not a great chart. Up 90% year over the past 5 years. That's not bad at all. Less than 1% dividend. I would say the last year it has been really volatile. You can see maybe in the last few months, if not like the last week. Was it the last week where this stock just dropped? You can see it in the last month. It dropped January 7th. When was that? Like yesterday? That was like the last trading day. It was down 20%. So not one of the greatest stocks in the world to recommend. It gave away almost 20% a few days ago, got back 6 percentage points today, down 11% when the S&P 500 was up over 27% last year. Not the greatest stock in the market. I probably wouldn't recommend buying this stock at this price. Next stock for the S&P 500 best performing stocks, HOLX. This stock was up almost 5%. Didn't give any percentage back in the after hours. Over the year, it's down 8%. Not a great looking chart, but up 84% last five years. Not terrible. Doesn't pay a dividend. Probably want to keep an eye on it. You see the bottom was all the way back in March 2020. We know what happened then, March 2020, very specific. Since then, the stock has basically moved up almost in a straight line. You can see April of 2021 last year, you can see a huge drop in April. So you probably want to keep an eye on this stock for the next 4 months and see if it could get over that hurdle of the April month. Maybe it was earnings that happened. But you definitely want to keep an eye on this stock for the next 4 months. I would recommend that. Keeping an eye on that. Not to buy, but just keep an eye on it. Next stock is ticker symbol BM, Bristol Myers. Bristol Myers is up over 3% today. Pretty good move. Let me see, for the past year, 2%, not a bad move. I mean, you can see here was the high August 20th, so you probably want to keep an eye on that date for this year, because from August 20th, 2021, it basically went down in basically a straight line from August 20th all the way down to November 30th. So almost 3-4 months of just hardcore selling. You see it bounced off of that November low of, what was that, 53. It's basically going in almost a straight line. You can see the stock is up 13% in a month. So you probably want to keep an eye on this stock for the next few months. Worry about it maybe around that August date. It does pay almost a 3% dividend. So not a terrible stock. Not a terrible stock at all. Next stock in the S&P 500, I think it's Fortnite. What is this? FTNT. This stock was up over 3% today. Wow, look at this stock. Stock up 121%. An extremely beautiful chart. I mean, the S&P 500 was up 27% last year, and this stock clearly quadrupled that number. Oh my God, look at this stock is almost up 1,000% in the past 5 years. I'm going to have to add it to my watch list. This is a beautiful chart. This is a really, really strong chart. Doesn't pay a dividend from Sunnyvale. Shout out to the Bay Area. A really, really strong chart. I mean, you can see not many givebacks in this chart. Maybe right here we had a little bit of give back in December. Topped, and then maybe a little bit of give back here. But this stock is definitely not only recommended, I'm probably going to have to end up buying a few shares of this stock before the end of this year. A beautiful chart, up almost 1,000 points. I want to probably capture that last 50 percentage points before it goes up to 1,000, and then probably ride the next 5 years, get another 1,000. So a really good chart. You know, I don't really recommend people buying stocks, but I would say I most likely will be adding this stock to my portfolio. FTNT. I love this chart for the past 5 years. Amazing chart, almost 1,000%. I will most likely be adding this chart to my portfolio. In the last chart for the S&P 500 that had one of the best returns today was Seagate. As you can see, this stock was up over 3% during the day, and a little less than 1%. The after hours market did not give back any of those gains, up 96% year over year. A really strong move, up 190. This is another stock I want to keep an eye on. Up 197%. You can see kind of starting to make a breakout now. In 2017, it was about 31. And all the way in 2020, you can see it was still about 40. But this is when it started to make a move right here, October 30th, 2020. Since then, the stock has just basically gone parabolic. Not a bad chart. Let me see if it offers a dividend. And it offers a 2.44 dividend. And it's Dublin. Is that Ireland? Wow, this is a beautiful chart. This is a chart I want to keep an eye on. I'll probably add a share or two to my portfolio with Seagate before the end of this year. I really like this chart. So those were about 5 stocks from the S&P 500 today. A few charts, pretty strong moves. We had a 9%, 6%, 4, 3, 3% moves in the S&P 500. Remember, the S&P 500 was down 6 points today, but we did find some pretty good winners. The next 5 stocks will be for the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 was actually the only positive index of the day. From the 4, the Nasdaq 100 was down, I believe, almost over 400 points today. So it started with a lot of selling, but it ended with a lot of buying. So it ended up plus 6 points. One of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 was ticker symbol ZS, Zscaler. As you can see, Zscaler was up almost 6% today, year over year, 39%. It outperformed the Nasdaq last year. I believe the Nasdaq was up maybe about 16 points last year. Not the strongest move in the world. So it definitely is probably doubled the Nasdaq 100 last year, and it's up 900 percentage point in the last 5 years. This is a pretty beautiful chart. You could see the highs was in about November of last year. It's kind of sold off since then. You definitely want to keep an eye on that 368 number. Probably be definitely if it breaks above that high, who knows what the high is. But definitely Zscaler. I'm gonna add this to my watch list. I like this chart. I like charts up 900 percentage points last 5 years. So I'm going to keep an eye on Zscaler, one of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today, plus 5 points, and definitely one of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 the past 5 years. Next stock is Splunk. Is that? Yep, Splunk. Ticker symbol SPLK. Splunk was up a little more than 3% today. Didn't give any of that back in the after hours market, but this stock is down 28% year over year, up 110% the last 4 years, 5 years from San Francisco. Shout out to my former city I used to live in for almost 10 years. Splunk, I can't recommend this stock. I'm probably not only not recommending, I'm not going to buy the stock. You can see the high was November 9th, 2020, and I mean, it just went basically in a straight line down. As I mentioned, the Nasdaq 100 was up about 17% last year, but this stock was down almost 30%. So this stock is not something I'm going to be keeping an eye on this year. Next stock is ticker symbol TEAM, TEAM. This stock was up over 3% today. Did not give any of back in the after hours market. That's a good move. Up 33%, not a terrible move, but you can see it peaked around October 29th of last year. It was at a 95% year over year then. But it's kind of gone straight down since then. Wow, look, oh my goodness. This chart is up almost 1,200% in the last 5 years. That's interesting. A lot of the give back has happened clearly in the last year. You have to figure out what happened here. Clearly a few months ago, not the greatest news. Probably came in when the stock was trying to head to about $500. It sold off since then. But you definitely want to keep an eye on a stock like this. I don't think it pays a dividend, but a stock up 1,200% over the last 5 years is not a stock you want to take lightly. But you definitely want to keep an eye on the all-time highs and figure out what happened here in October that it's been selling off almost the last 3 months. But a pretty good move today, plus 3 percentage point. We'll see if it could break that October high. So probably we want to keep an eye on ticker symbol TEAM, team, for the Nasdaq 100 this year. Next stock is ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla. Tesla, beautiful move. Tesla is one of the best after hours moves. As you can see, it had a lot of momentum during the trading session. It was up over 3%. And you can see in the after hours market, it's up over 1.31%. So you can see even more buying in Tesla. Tesla is one of those stocks only up 27%. That is a little bit surprising. That's a little bit surprising. I thought it was up way more than that. I am a shareholder of Tesla. I have a little more than one share of Tesla. The past 5 years, I mean, you don't even have to. Obviously, the best performing stock in the Nasdaq 100, 2,240%. Unbelievable, 2,240% in the last 5 years. So obviously, Tesla is a stock I'm going to own, forever. I probably will be adding to my position this year. But one of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today was Tesla. And the last stock for one of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today was Adobe. As you can see, Adobe was up almost 3 percentage points today. Did not give back any of that in the after hours. Only up 9% year over year. Not the greatest chart in the world. Probably not too crazy about this chart. You can see around November 19th, November 20 Second is where it kind of topped out, and it's kind of going down in the straight line since then. You can see it's down 9% in the last 3 months. Wow, this chart is down 19% in the last month. Not one of my favorite charts in the world, but up over almost 400% in the last 5 years. It does not pay a dividend, but I mean, for the last month, for it to be down 19 percentage points, that's a lot. Maybe it may have bottomed around this price, around 500. So you're at 525. The all-time high is around, I'm not going to say all-time high, but the last 5 years high is around 688. So a lot for this stock to move in the next few months. Over $150, $153 if it could get to that all-time high, up almost 400% in the last 5 years. Not a terrible stock to keep an eye on for this year. I've already have it to one of my watch lists. So we keep an eye on Adobe this year, one of the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 the past 5 years. And for the last 5 stocks we're going to cover in this video, we're going to go over the Russell 2K. The Russell 2K was actually down 8 points today, but we did find 5-6 good winners. These charts probably won't have the best long-term returns, but they're going to have really, really strong returns for today. First stock is ticker symbol RXST. You can see this stock is up 30% today. A huge move, up 28% during the market, and over 2% in the after hours market. Strong move. I mean, this stock has bottom is down 32% the last 5 years. But definitely you kind of want to keep an eye on the stock that's down 33% the last 5 years, but it gained 30% today. So if this stock mates our list tomorrow, it could, who knows how many percentage points it's going every day. But you definitely want to keep an eye on that. Pretty surprising move that even with 30% in one day, it's still down 30%. But if we'll see what happens tomorrow with this stock. So keep an eye on this if you are a trader. Keep an eye on this stock. 30% is a really, really strong move. You may have missed it, but you see what you can get in tomorrow. Next stock is ticker symbol BCRX. BCRX. Oh my goodness. RX. Okay, you can see ticker symbol BCRX. Remember that Russell 2K was down 8 points today, but BCRX was up over 27%. Really strong move, up 90% year over year. Wow. And up 102%. So this stock has piqued my interest. I will add it to my watch list. I may even add this stock to my portfolio. A 30% move is insane. I'll definitely keep an eye on this stock tomorrow. If it moves another 10, 20, 30% tomorrow, I will most likely be adding that. 90% year over year. The best performing index last year was the S&P 500, and that was up 30%. So this stock alone tripled, or 27%, excuse me. But this stock alone definitely tripled the returns of S&P 500. So I'm going to be looking at buying this stock in the next day or so, right? We'll keep an eye on this stock. A really nice stock to find, up 27% today. I'll keep an eye on that stock for me. Next stock is ticker symbol IRTC. iRhythm. Wow, look at this stock. This stock, iRhythm, was up 27% today. Another strong mover. This chart is terrible. I'm not going to buy it or anything. Down 40% year over year, but still up almost 400%. This stock, man, this is interesting because you can see it kind of bottomed here. It bottomed in like August, right? It has kind of gone in a straight line since August 13th, right? You can see the last 3 months is up 98%. Last month, up 44%. Last week, up 7%. This is a very, very interesting stock. Probably a good trade. I don't really like charts down 40% year over year. You can see this is interesting because if you see the dates, right? Last January 20th, which is about 10 days from now, it was up. And then something happened around January 27th of 2021 where the stock just basically went down in a straight line for almost an entire year. So you definitely want to keep an eye on this stock around that date. If it could break through that date, January 27th, if it doesn't completely sell off 40% for the year, this may not be one of the worst stocks to buy, maybe even to keep an eye on, because remember, the stock is still up 333% 5 years. So that's interesting. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to even look at it, but we'll keep an eye on this stock if it shows up on our radar in the next month or so. Next stock is Russell 2K is ticker symbol APR. As you can see, this stock, maybe this looks like a buyout right here. I don't know what happens here. When the line is like that, that looks like it's just maybe a buyout. This stock just IPO'd. I don't know what's going on here. When a line is like this, it usually is a buyout. You can see it's not really trading at all. It just looks like a straight line buyout. Who knows what's going on there? Let's just move on from that stock. Next stock is ticker symbol IM. Why is it IMUX? IMUX, as you can see, this stock was up 16%. Definitely not one of the greatest moves, but it gave back almost 4% in the after hours market, down 37% year over year. Not my kind of stock at all. Down 94% year over year. I mean, my goodness. Something happened in August 10th, 2018, and the stock has just gone down. So this is not my kind of stock at all. We don't want to look at that. Next stock in the Nasdaq in the Russell 2K is ticker symbol APYX. Is that a thing? APYX. This is a nice looking chart. Almost up 20%. Did not give back any in the after hours. Up 66% year over year. That's interesting. And up 233% past 5 years. Piqued my interest. We'll be keeping an eye on this stock. I don't think it probably pays a dividend. But this is a pretty interesting move. Let me see. In the last 3 months, it's still down 3%. Last month down, almost up 1% in the last week. It's up. It was up 20% today, and it's still down 2% in the week. So it was a pretty big move. But for some reason, it was down a lot, and now it's returning almost 20% in a day. So you definitely want to keep an eye on this stock. I will be keeping an eye on this stock. I don't know if I will buy it, but if it goes up, another 20-30% in the next week or so, we'll definitely probably add this stock to our portfolio. And the last stock for the stocks of the day for Monday, January 10th, 2022 is CareDX CDNA. As you can see, this stock, beautiful move, up almost 19% during the day. No give back in the after hours market. Oh my God, I'm not going to buy this. But this stock is down 43% year over year. Not for me, but my God, look at this. This stock is somehow still up 1,583% the past 5 years. Wow, this stock came from a penny. Like a penny stock is, in Wall Street terms, is a stock under $5. This stock was 87 cents in 2017. Wow. 87 cents, and it's now $47. So, also, investing long term is pretty good. It's not easy to find a stock at 87 cents or $1 right now that 5 years from now, it's going to be at $46. So, a lot of people who invested back then probably made a lot of money and held it. But if you invested in the last year, you're down 43%. So it's up to you what you want to do with a stock like that. It's probably not for me. I love the long-term investment, but you can see this stock may have topped out in June of 2021. It topped out almost at $93. That's a huge move for a stock that we saw that was at 87 cents. Wow. So that was interesting. Those were over 25 stocks. For the stocks of the day for Monday, January 10th, 2022. I'm Jason Robinhood. These were the stocks of the day for Monday, January 10th, 2022. Stay long in the stock market.